Um, I am convinced that, and this is through my own lens. I'm convinced that the reason why we have so much violence in Chicago is due to the drug wars. It's very clear that the agenda of CPD is to choke the neighborhoods that really don't have any resources already, but to kind of choke the crack cocaine out of the neighborhoods. So with that being said, if you're constantly doing which really kind of violates the Fourth Amendment, but when you're constantly doing these search and seizures, stopping, when the policemen stop individuals and they
Stop
say,
a frisky.
oh yeah, but when they stop them and say, can I? And see, can I check you? Many times, and this is where the jail teacher comes in, many times I've told the students, you didn't have to say yes, you didn't have to give consent.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Because there's no probable cause unless I'm standing on a corner and then there's a loitering room. But if you're not and you're walking down the street, why are you being stopped? But anyway, I don't want to go on that tangent. So with all that being said, in the drug trafficking, and this goes to the violence. So if Johnny, Bobby, Terrance are all being picked up by the police, all right? They're being bullied, they're being picked up by the police, and then they're being incarcerated or jailed because of drug offenses. Then we need Steve to take over that block. So Steve is fighting with Aaron on who's going to take over the block to sell the drugs. Henceforth, I'm going to take control by shooting you. That's what you're going to do. Now, the problem I have is that most of the drugs are being sold are not by black drug dealers. The problem is that because we're in an urban city, the police have free reign to go into these neighborhoods and then kind of round up people who might have some narcotics on them and then incarcerate them. Because remember, even though selling drugs is a crime, there's no real victim around. So you don't have anyone calling 911, right? You don't. So it's really like a consensual act. That's the best way I can put it, right? It's consensual. I want to buy, you want to sell. All right? So the police come in because it's an open act, and they can go and shake down whomever they want because there's nobody there's no victim calling. So I can just say, I suspect that this is going on. Even though statistically, we all know in suburban schools, white kids are not driving all the way in the inner city to buy drugs. Where are they getting the drugs from? The other white kids. Black kids are getting their drugs from black kids. There's not a pusher in Omaha, Nebraska. There's not a pusher black guy with his pants hanging down selling the drugs. But yet, 72% of the drug offenses right now in Chicago, or the people who are incarcerated right now, are due to drugs. So it's very interesting. It's very, very, very. So the violence will not stop until the young men become educated, but they need to become educated when they have a system that will allow them to be free to roam around the room. I hate to use the word roam, but I have to. Or, express their opinions. So we need a culturally proficient school system. And unfortunately, we don't have that. So since we don't have that, our young men become disenfranchised. They drop out of school because they've been suspended so much. And then they take the easy way. But there are many more white guys that take the easy way also. But they're not concentrated all in the inner city. in different locations where we can just deploy police to round them up.